Taxi! Get him now, before the police come.
T-minus 5, 4,
Hey, come here.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff.
The white zone is for immediate loading.
La zona blanca es...
This afternoon. Fabulous.
I'm Danny Bonaducci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when you're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy with those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2.
You wanna listen in as the show begins. You're telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. They suck.
I hope there's no lip readers watching.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, shit, I need to share this.
It's Friday.
Oh, you already did.
Thanks for joining us. It is the Knockem Day Comedy Show. It's Friday. We're happy to be here. I'm happy to have Andy back.
Yeah, I'm happy there's a show.
Me too. Me too. And next week there definitely will be because Laura Patton's going to be hanging out with you. Yep. Take it easy.
That's like having
Calm
your
down.
favorite, like, older sibling come back from college or something. Like, you know, like the Folgers commercial when the guy comes home from the army.
Yes, I remember that.
And then they start fucking right on the counter in the kitchen. Parents come in. They're like, what are you doing? Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So it's but there. I might not be doing a lot of shows next week. Thursday and Friday we're definitely here next week. Thursday, well, yeah, you heard the news yesterday. Brandon's out. He's out.
Pussy.
Yeah, we totally staged that yesterday. It was just me saying we've had enough. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's the kayfabe. We're all about the kayfabe.
That's
here.
right. Next Thursday, which I'm sure you'll be sad that you won't be here. I'll be talking to a man named Mike Signorelli. He's the pastor of V1 Church. And
it's probably a good thing if I'm not here.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got a movie out called The Domino Revival.
Right.
So that's that.
Good luck.
And Mary Capone will be here.
Oh, see, now I'm disappointed in that.
Mary goes to Mike's church.
Oh, so now I'm happy I'm not again. It's like, ah.
Yep. So so we'll be. That's Thursday. Mike's got a big following. He's actually. He reminds me, like in the '90s when we were growing up, Bill Clinton. I personally believe Bill Clinton got elected because he was the first president that, like, he went to the MTV generation. He appeared on MTV, like, and that won him over with everybody. You know, like 25 and younger.
Yeah, it wasn't really that much of a squeaker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
but it was a good thing on
It was
his,
a genius move.
Yes, no, it shored up his support. Like it
Right.
didn't have he made sure it wasn't a squeaker.
Right,
You know?
right, and that's what this pastor Mike Signorelli, I believe, has done too. He's got a huge following. He has taken social media,
Right.
and to spread his word. And this guy's got a ton of followers. Again, he's got a movie out. So, and the movie I believe was like number 3 in this week because it only played one night, but it's coming back another night in November. So he's gonna talk. And again, Mary goes to his church, so
Cool.
That'll be cool. And then Friday we got Laura Patton joining us. So yeah, but I'm not sure about Monday and Tuesday because my new best friend, Greg Criticos, has offered me what he calls a major role in this latest project.
It's a major role.
This
project.
You're gonna come do this movie with
Hey,
me.
Tony Walker.
It's a great big opportunity. I got investors. I got people. It'll get you seen. A lot of people. My movies are on Amazon. Teddy Smith makes my movies.
I love I gotta be out like Greg Criticos.
Oh,
like,
he's great.
Like he's just one of the people. Like it's very easy to be a character in a comedy scene and be a dick. Very easy, but. I think Greg is like kind of this like just like it makes me happy every time I see him. He just has a great energy.
This whole hey, shut the fuck up, like it's a facade. He is the sweetest guy.
Yes, yeah.
He actually did. So like I said, me and him are like best friends all of a sudden because he's doing a bunch of murder mysteries with us.
I saw that's great.
He started last week. He I think he read the script once.
Yeah.
Read it for the second time.
I'm surprised
backstage.
you think he can read.
It's funny you say that because he brings his buddy George with him everywhere.
Right.
So I even said to him, I go, "Are you ball boy?"
I got him though.
Oh, on the second shot.
Yeah.
I hope that's the last of them because there's these damn flies have been all over the freaking place.
Sorry, I feel bad. I've
No,
been vigilant about not fucking.
No. It's fine. I'll wipe it all. I wipe it all down in here at least once a day anyway.
With his penis.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That goes without saying. I thought
right.
you all knew that. Plus, I found it more important to get the fly because these flies have been driving me nuts. The fly must have given birth in here. Really? What?
Shouldn't have fucked that fly.
Oh, sorry. Well,
they're all little like three-legged fucking flies.
Don't knock it till you try it. Three-legged flies. One-winged flies. So he came in, he read the script once, then he read it I think the second time backstage. So and he came up to me, he's like, "I've just got to improv through this thing, right?" I go, "Well, no, not really." I said, "But do what you got to do tonight just to get through this." And I'll tell you, we had the cover for him probably 85% of the show, but he was coming out with ad libs, he was getting involved.
I can empathize with that.
Right. Yeah, it can be. Our shows can be overwhelming, and I thought he was great. And then he even said, he goes, "Now that I know the show, I'll be better with the lines." I'm like, okay. And then he loved it too. He's like, "Dude, I had no idea what this was." He goes, "But you got a real product here." I'm like, "Yeah, I think so."
I told you that's what I'm saying. Like, and why I don't think I can do it is because I think it deserves a certain level of attention that I'm unable to give.
Well, and that's fine. I mean, if you had the time, I think you'd be great in it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like, because we've had at Knockem Dead, we've had a situation lately where we had one cast member who needs time off for personal reasons. We have another cast member who hurt his back, so he had to come out immediately. So I've been scurrying lately the past maybe 3 or 4 weeks trying to cover all of our dates. And I've managed to get one guy who used to work with us some years back. He's come back to some shows. Like I said, Greg Critico said he's going to jump in. But there are a few others that are still kind of, I think I got them covered now, but they're still kind of, I'm not really positive. But it's a lot of time, and we don't pay a lot of money.
Oh, that's not that. But it's you guys put out like a really great product. And that's why I think you deserve to have people involved that are committed to being involved.
Right, and but that's why I brought up the money, because it is a labor of love, and we do pay. If you judge it by Long Island theater standards, we pay well, but if you judge it by
life,
it's not a lot of money.
Well, that's true of all.
Yeah,
that should be addressed. You guys basically pay as much as somebody would get for hosting a gig, which that's what I'm saying. It's solid. That's 90 minutes work. It's approximately the same amount.
Yeah, true.
So it's competitive. It's just as much as anybody else. It's just it's different than like stand up. And like for me, like I know like with work and having family, and then wanting to do stand up, like it's so difficult.
It's tough, right? And that's one of the downsides of
being in a life as a performer.
Right.
You know, it's the fact that a lot of Friday, Saturday nights you're not home.
Yeah.
Yes,
which is what's happening to me this weekend.
You're out there this weekend, huh?
Yeah, well, Kelpie's got her Not So Scary Halloween show that I am hosting as Dracula tonight.
Nice.
And then tomorrow, Mike Tansey, your buddy Mike Tansey, which that story's come up a bunch recently.
Yes.
But Tansey and Billy and I are traveling out to a vineyard near Hershey, so sort of like just northwest of Hershey. It's considered Harrisburg for some reason.
Okay.
I was hoping, I actually looked on a map to be like, hey, I wonder if we can sneak off to the Church of Satire.
I was just about to ask you that.
See, but it's an hour away from Hershey. We're actually further from her, like it's slightly further away from the Church of Satire, like 15, 20 minutes,
okay.
which would just, like, I mean, you're talking about almost an hour, like a 3-hour round trip at that point, so.
And you need time to have the gay sex.
Oh, we can do it in the car.
Well, Billy's a big guy. I would think you could.
Yeah, but Mike's driving, so.
Oh, all right.
I don't know if he knows what he's gotten himself into by driving me and Billy. Though there's some great stories. He
keep those windows open.
Yeah, he traveled with Winchell, Mike Ellison, and God, there was somebody else. But the four of them went and did something in Harrisburg. And the stories are hilarious because, like, Winchell left his phone on top of the car, like, when they left.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, like, they were all on their phones and, you know, and
Right.
your brain, and Joe says he reaches for his phone. He's like, what the fuck? And then brain immediately goes back to the sound of something falling off the fucking car. And how he, at the time, in real time, Joe was like, fucking Tansey, you're a shitty driver. Like that was like, that was his go-to. But now he didn't have a phone. So they had to stop at an Apple store in New Jersey somewhere so he could get a new phone.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like, so they didn't turn around to try to find it.
No, and he even was like, nah, because that was like in Babylon. They were
okay.
in Jersey by the time, or
right.
somewhere in like New York City or whatever, and be like, there's no way. And if it's shattered and unusable, well, then you've wasted that time.
Yeah, sure, true.
So.
Shattered, Shinobi.
I'm just not a Rolling Stones fan.
I'm surprised to hear that.
I like Rolling Stones songs, but I think I go back, and you probably know the quote because it's actually a quote about the Beatles.
Okay.
Which is, the Beatles were a bunch of shifty lads pretending to be middle class, or lower class lads pretending to be middle class, and the Rolling Stones were a bunch of middle class lads trying to pretend to be lower class.
That is true, and yes, I have heard that.
So, like, I just like I don't know. I've always identified more with the Beatles on that because that's me. Like, I'm like a scumbag who's been running a con for fucking 45 fucking years at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it feels like anyway. So, I when I play guitar or whatever, like, I've actually downloaded a lot of Rolling Stones songs, and I will. Angie, Can't Always Get What You Want, Wild Horses. Like, I like that style of their, or that end of their music. But I go back to the Steel Wheels tour.
Oh, I love that album.
See, that's what, like, fuck the Rolling Stones. Because I was like, these are old guys. And they just made a new album that's not that great.
You're talking about back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this isn't... Nothing's groundbreaking on this. This isn't
true.
like amazing. Like, they're literally just cashing in. Now that I'm older, I get the whole cashing in thing, and that's cool. But the poor taste in my mouth was injected in there.
Are we still talking about
at that time? Yeah, no, there was a lot of stuff that happened at that period of my life. So
I thought we were going back to the Tansey trip.
Like 12 or 13.
The Rolling Stones have a new album, which to me is one of their best albums since the 70s. I love this album.
I refuse to like that's what I'm saying. Like, this is we're
you
now
won't even listen to it because they're that old. Is that what this is?
Well, yeah. Like, I think about music relevancy. Like, they haven't been relevant since the 70s. Like, yes, they are a nostalgic band. People want to go see them because of their catalog, but they're not doing anything interesting anymore.
Well, all right, but I will disagree with that because I do think this album is one of the best things they've done.
I'll never hear it.
And not relevant, but relevant to their age group. Does that matter?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, because it's like, great, you're old and you can still do this. Fantastic. But I don't, like, somebody like me, I don't have an overwhelm. I mean, I hate live music to begin with.
Well, yeah.
But, like, I don't have, like, a drive or a reason to want to.
Lady Gaga, relevant still?
I actually think she may be at the end of her relevancy.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that
and has been actually maybe for a couple of years. We are in the Taylor Swift era.
Right.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Because they do a song on their new album with Lady Gaga, which I think is fantastic.
Right. Lady Gaga was doing duets with that old fucking guy that died recently.
Tony Bennett.
There you go. So, like, if you want to talk about relevancy, yes, again, nostalgia.
Right.
Older people, like, cashing in. The people who have money. This brilliant. Hey, brilliant. I don't want to fucking
go ahead, make your living.
Please,
right. People want to see it. Go do it.
I used to say it about the 1-800
1877 Cars for Kids.
No. The fuck. What was it? They were actually French Canadians. They didn't speak much English, but there was a song that they did for like an insurance company. But I was like, they played it a lot, and I want MySpace post where I wrote Dear, whatever the band name is, because I looked it up. And then I also posted a picture of the band. And I was like, congratulations on your career in music. I understand that it's very hard to have one, but please stop.
Right.
I forget what it was, because it was like, I think it was like a Geico commercial. And they just kept playing it like pre-Gecko. Or pre-Gecko being all of their insurance commercials. They might have even been Progressive. I'm not even sure. Pre-Flow. But it was like early 2000s. And then they brought him back for a period of time. Is anybody No, nobody's watching. So
no, we're up to 5.
No, I know, but I doubt anybody's going to know what I'm talking about.
John Rusciello's in Florida. John, you know what we're talking about?
What few context clues I have.
I don't recall. I don't remember.
All right, let's see if I can talk and do this at the same time.
Well, all right. So let me ask you then. What about? Are the Beatles still relevant?
No.
All right, because they announced they're coming out with a new song next week.
No, they're not. They're not. That it's McCartney is no longer relevant. Ringo Starr is not relevant.
Well, and they're in their 80s.
This isn't well, right. That's what. Like, this isn't a criticism.
Right.
It's just a truth. Like youth art, pop culture is driven by youth. It's youth culture. That's so. Once you get past a certain level, I remember when I started. It's when you start realizing that, like, the bands that you couldn't wait for their album to come out are now on the classic rock station.
Right. Yep.
Okay, this world's not for me anymore.
Yeah.
This is art wise.
But what I find, sometimes I get a little, I don't want to say depressed or upset, but sometimes I wish certain people were more relevant. Or continue to be relevant because just because they're not relevant doesn't mean they're not doing interesting things anymore.
What do you mean?
Well, again, going back to the Stones, like, I think this is a great album. So it's. I wish more people would hear it, or at least consider them somewhat relevant, so that more people hear these cool things that they're still doing.
Yeah, but like for such a little.
Oh shit! It's still alive. Whatever it is. I don't know what's going on in here.
Like, that didn't even look like that. Looked like a black speck of something.
Yeah, but it moved.
I didn't see it move. That might have been air. You realize that, right?
Oh, you think air just pushed it along?
Yeah, and you were like, oh, because you got fucking flies on the brain.
I hit him with Don's face.
Yeah. They were like, ooh, that's a sexy grandpa.
Did you see the video he posted?
I did.
I thought it was really funny. So, yeah, Don posted this video of his granddaughter. He has 2 grandkids. His oldest granddaughter, she's probably like 3 or 4. somebody was pushing on a swing, and Don is filming it. So as she's swinging, she's getting closer and closer to Don's camera, and sure enough, she kicked it. And all of a sudden, you just see Don's gut. I thought that was classic. And then he even wrote, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. John Rusciello has no idea what you're talking about, he says.
This is so
He's
annoying.
a 50s, 60s music guy. Yeah. I do wish more people would hear the older bands, because I still think some of them, they do cash in, but at times there's still some interesting things that.
Yeah, but that's
doing.
what it is. There's not enough interesting. They're not actually adding anything to what's happening now. So it's like hey, if you enjoy the Stones, fuck off. No, enjoy the Stones. Like that's, but don't expect your 15-year-old fucking nephew to be like so fucking in love with the Rolling
right. I agree.
It doesn't mean anything. And I've actually been lately talking about it a lot about there's this sieve, this cultural sieve that things are constantly passing through. And if something is large enough to stay, it's culturally significant. It has like a great cultural significance.
Okay.
This came from this conversation I had with Rob White where I said, do you know where the name or the word Shylock comes from? You know what a Shylock is? It's a derogatory term used sometimes to describe some Jewish people because he's a money lender. Like it's thought of in that fucking Shylock. Do you know where it's from?
No.
Shakespeare. It's from The Merchant of Venice. He is the bad guy in The Merchant of Venice. He is a Jewish money lender.
Be careful, Carol's watching.
Okay, but she'll know what I'm talking about.
I know. I was just Jewish.
But that's where that using that term to be a derisive term about Jewish people comes from. So here's this thing that was so culturally significant. It made it through that sieve for 500 years. But only the word remains. Like most people, I mean, people who are into theater, people who are into Shakespeare are going to know that. But if you're not, but you've heard Shylock before.
Yes.
So, but you don't have it's almost like a drawing, all those like if you're going to draw a face and you draw like the oval and the lines to like where you're going to put the eyes and the nose and whatever. But then eventually, once you got those things, you erase all of those lines and you're just left with the picture.
Right.
Well, so that's what's happened is all those things have been erased and what's been left behind is the word. And so like the Rolling Stones, it's amazing that they've stayed culturally significant enough.
So that Shinobi is a lasting word.
That they can even do this. Think of what's a band where people are in their 80s that there's just no way that they could be fucking touring because they weren't significant. Nobody wants to go see them. You know?
Well, yeah, there's plenty.
That's what I'm saying. You could name like a million of them.
Right.
Because it is like something has to be culturally significant to make it through that sieve. And what happens is the mesh, I don't know what it's called, but as things pass through that sieve, like they actually get bigger, the holes. So something like the Rolling Stones, 100 years from now, nobody's gonna ever have heard of the fucking Rolling Stones except for somebody who's like, I'm really obsessed with like the late 20th century.
Right.
That's my historical period, and I'm into all the things that are from that period of time. Tommy Dorsey. There you go. Perfect. Dave Clark 5. Can the Dave Clark 5 go tour, come out with a new album, and get any kind of fucking buzz?
Well, they could, but they're not playing the Garden. They're playing, the
State Fair,
the street fair across the street.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like they lack the cultural significance. So good on them for.
Oh yeah,
having established themselves,
right,
and whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Like this is not going to add to it. This album,
right? I totally agree,
and that's why I'm
that's
not into it.
And that's what upsets me because I do feel there's some great stuff there. So I do. That's exactly my point. I do wish when you look, you try to take their name, 20 songs that'll sum up, their 20 best songs. Like I wish everybody will maybe go up to Steel Wheels, which came out in '89. Maybe.
I was 14.
I love that album. I thought that was great.
I was like, fuck these old guys.
But
it's pre-grunge.
It was pre-grunge.
I was pretty disillusioned with music as a whole. I thought I was stuck with all the glam rock, like Poison.
Bull.
I mean, we had, should say Guns N' Roses. You had Metallica. You had some like the
Red
hard
Hot
rock
Chili
stuff.
Peppers were already around.
Red Hot Chili, Mother's Milk. Yes, because
Right.
I believe Mother's Milk. That's when Mother's Milk came out. But yeah, like there was cool stuff out there. But like I'm like, oh, so now MTV is taking up their precious fucking time. They only have X amount of there's 24 hours in a day, and they're playing like What Is Love 30 million fucking times, and Madonna and stupid Michael Jackson shit, and. So, you know, the only interesting shows that were on, music shows at that time, were 120 Minutes, which was the alternative music,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and Headbangers Ball.
Right.
Those are the only two things that I would watch on MTV.
Oh,
I mean, it was on background noise or
Right.
whatever, but...
Oh, I watched for Madonna. That was like the late 80s,
Oh, no, I
early
jerked
90s.
off all the time to
Oh,
those
my God, she was so
videos.
hot back then.
Like, even the one with, like, the, like, Jesus-y thing, Like a Prayer.
Like a Prayer. What
Oh,
a
my
great
God.
song, man.
Oh,
And
she was so hot in that.
Well,
That's the...
That too, yeah.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. Yeah, dude, I loved Evita. I loved her in Evita.
She was very good in that.
Listen, I'm a huge Madonna as an artist fan.
She was great in
I
League of
don't
Their
like-
Own.
I don't like all of her music,
Right.
but who cares what the fuck I like?
Who cares?
But I think that she's one of those people that I mean, busted her ass and put herself into a bunch of positions to be relevant and to do things that, like, were kind of cool. They were all cool. I mean, the whole concept of Vogue, and like at that time with the gay culture, like that was really the beginning of the turn from, you know, a good thing, a God sent AIDS to get rid of gay people, like that stupidity,
Right.
to, like, no, these are our brothers and sisters and nephews and nieces, aunts, uncles, whatever. Like let's be nice,
Right.
and embrace they got a pretty kick-ass subculture. But I feel bad because at this point, like, you're kind of the gay people that I grew up with, that I knew and whatnot. They had such this cool subculture, and you would love going to parties or going out to do stuff with. Now, because things like now it's trans people are much more in that hot seat. Let's call it.
Yeah.
So you're older, like the people who are my age, gays and lesbians, who aren't cool anymore. So, like, I never thought, I personally, and maybe that's my own, like, fucking blinders, but I was like, because I mean, older gay people were really cool when I was a kid.
Right.
But now it's
right.
like my partner, it's so funny because she's just like, you know, you're like, oh, you're out, like, no, my softball team, and like go to concerts, go to soccer games.
Got to a fight last night.
Yeah, but it's not like she's not doing anything and she'll tell me about like parties she went to when she was younger and whatnot that were like really cool and whatnot. But it's like, yeah, that doesn't happen. And I mean, how stupid it is of me to not think that, like, also me aging, that would also happen to Lee West, who's such a dick, but he had a great joke. I went to Ellison's Mic a couple of weeks ago, and it was talking about going on a Tinder date with a deaf woman who was smoking hot. And he ends up, he says he had sex with her, but he goes, yeah, it turns out she was a bitch. Can you believe that? A deaf person's a bitch? Like, just that, like, that thought that, like, and I know I've heard it before about, like, people with disabilities, like, being thought of as, like, being like saintly.
Right. We've talked about it.
Of course they've got to be nice because they have disability. No, they're a real fucking person. Like,
Right.
So I loved that joke because the way that he goes into it is so, like, backhanded, and nobody else laughed I was high also, but nobody else laughed at the bar when he said it. But
Carol Miner, the Sticky Fingers album with the zipper is amazing. I still have it. What a great album. That's a Rolling Stones album.
Stinky Fingers.
Yeah, but it's sticky. That's the name of the album is Sticky Fingers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, what a great album. Madonna with a shit emoji next to her. So I guess
Madonna
Carol
was
doesn't
the
like
shit.
Madonna. All right.
Oh, maybe Madonna's shit.
Maybe Madonna took a shit. Andrew Fremder, Madonna was the reason why I had to I went sock shopping every week. And speaking of gay, there's Jeff Bosey. And you know what? I'll get off this topic after this, but like the Rolling Stones, they have this new album out. They've been pushing it. The 3 surviving members of the Rolling Stones, they've each made separate appearances on the Tonight Show in the past 3 or 4 weeks. And believe me, I love the Stones. I really love this new album, but I totally agree. They're not relevant anymore. They're in their 80s. And I can't stand when shows like this, like bring them on, you have the big fake, loud, young girl screaming type cheers. Like, it's fake. What?
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, all right, we know they're not relevant anymore. It's great that you're still putting them on this show because this album is good, so let's push it and let's get people to hear it. But don't get this crowd to cheer like they are relevant, like they're still like Taylor Swift type.
Well,
current.
I think some of that is that appreciation for the fact that they are still alive.
Yes, but I don't know. To me, it's so obvious that these cheers are fake.
Is it? Have you seen all of the interviews?
On the Tonight Show, yes.
Okay, so let me ask you, because it just popped into my head. Was the Ron Wood interview like the Jabba the Hutt glass from the Return of the Jedi glasses that you could get from McDonald's? Where, like, that's the one you always get? But, like, you really wanted the Han Solo fucking glass, which is like Mick Jagger.
Right.
But, like, every time you went and got a Happy Meal, you wouldn't get...
Well, of course, Ron Wood was the first one.
Right.
So
there you go. Yes, it's the Jabba the Hutt. It's the Jabba the Hutt. Okay.
Me personally, I love Ron Wood. I know a lot of his history. I know a lot of what he's done before the Stones.
Yeah, I have no clue about him except that he's Ron Wood.
Well, he played on Rod Stewart's early stuff. Maggie May. That's all the guitar work is him. So like
the mandolin work.
That too. Yes, as a matter of fact, it is.
Then there you go. Then I love Ron Wood.
Right. He played with Jeff Beck in the '60s. Yeah, he goes way back. And he's also a painter. I love Ron Wood.
Oh yeah, I've seen his painting on the CBS this morning. Did
you
see the thing like last week? It's one of the things that bonds me and Tony as we watch CBS Sunday morning.
Did you see the Buddy Guy interview? That was awesome. I love
this
Buddy
week.
Guy.
You know what ends up happening is we end up getting into conversations about some of the things that get brought up, and Becca will hit pause, and then we have Hulu, and we can't. This is us being old, and like we can't figure out how to rewind it to get to the spot that we like left it off, or if we hit pause and she hits play, it like jumps to.
Right. Well, I just learned this yesterday which I wanted to talk about in a second, but I was watching Hulu, and I turned to Lisa. I go, because a commercial came on. I go, can we fast forward this? She goes, no, apparently we don't have that level. Like
we're ads
free. Right. Oh,
we
ads
have
free?
that, but we also cannot fucking. And my wife, it's so funny because like this, she's done. Like I've always been the one who DirecTV, Cablevision. I was always the POC. Now she's complaining about this shit. It's her name on the fucking thing. It's like, this doesn't happen. I'm like, I guess you're gonna have to call.
Right. Sorry, honey. I'd love to, but I can't because it's your name.
And she used to complain about how DirecTV wouldn't even fucking talk to her.
Right.
Because she wasn't me.
Right.
And she's like, could you please take her out? Okay. But like, hey, guess what? You don't like Hulu doing this shit?
Right. And now Hulu, are you experiencing this? Hulu changes our password like every week.
No.
It's like every single week we'll turn on Hulu. Like, so we call.
Are you logging on more than one device?
Yes.
That's probably why.
But they're all in the same house.
Yeah. Again, that's like you have to think of this.
But I don't know if 13-year-old kids are trying to get porn. All my kids are in their 20s. My 2 kids are in their 20s.
It doesn't see that as a house. It sees it as one account, multiple devices. That's what it sees. And it's saying to itself, well, that's a little sketchy that there's so many devices that are.
It's like 3, maybe 4.
No, the FBI's already talked to me about you.
I believe it. I believe it.
But more to do with what you're downloading. And they know it's you. It's not anybody else.
Oh, it's totally me. No
Zach,
no doubt.
Zach, they did ask me some questions about Grimace. and McDonald's in general. Dude, I you know what? I haven't spoken to him forever. It's not like we're that close.
Right.
But I did have a good time with him the night that we did the Long Beach Film Festival, and then we went to that brewery afterwards.
Right.
and he was telling me his whole Grimace thing. And then he's like, "Oh, I met this girl, and like she responded to the Grimace thing, but now I'm like actually interested in her." I gave him a whole fucking way to.
No, it turns out like I think the next time he talked to her, he brought up Grimace again, and she was done.
Oh,
like
dude, yeah.
she was enjoying it for the night. It was like a a callback for the night. Right, all right, now it's over. Yeah,
and I think that's kind of I'm like just go straight to like when can we hook up?
Right, exactly.
Poor guy.
Right, Carol says right. It should still have the same IP address. Right, that's my whole point. So they should see that.
Yeah, but they know when it's other devices.
Yes, they do. Yes,
that's the problem because Disney has clamped down on that.
Yes,
big time. Like you have to put the pin in every time you go on. And
but the reason this is what I wanted to mention. I mentioned it quickly yesterday, but I don't feel I really mentioned it. I got really into it. But the reason I was watching Hulu yesterday is who we already mentioned, Don Sill.
Right.
His son. There's this new show. Now, I went into this thinking like it's going to be another American Idol,
right?
And again, fake shit. It's a show called Chasing the Dream, and each episode is like different people chasing different dreams in all sorts of different walks of life. So I turned it on, and now Don's son was going to be featured. Donnie Sill, he goes by Donnie Sill. If you saw Comic Sans, Donnie did almost all of the music for that. Great kid. I've known him since he was like 6 or something. He's now in his early 30s. So, and he wants to be a musician, and so I turn on this show and I'm like, what kind of American Idol stupid bullshit is this going to be? And it started out that way. You got the host, and I'm so excited. We're going to get Donnie involved, and he doesn't know yet. And she talks to the guy that's going to work with Don, and this guy, Bobby Bones.
But Nikki Glazer fucked Bobby Bones.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was not familiar with this guy. I had no idea who he is. Apparently he's a DJ.
I only know that because Nikki Glazer talked about it on Howard Stern. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently he's like, some kind of musician, DJ guy. He's got a studio in Nashville.
He was on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, was he?
Where I think they met.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the host, who I don't know, so sorry, forgive me, I don't know the host name, but now she's talking to Bobby Bones. I can't wait to show you. I can't wait to see who you're going to be the mentor for. And I'm like, I hate this. I fucking hate this stuff. Making it look like it's the first time he's opening it. Making it look like it's the first time they're talking about it. Making it look like this is the call that Donnie's getting, like he had no idea.
Right.
Like, I hate that stuff. But so they do all that. So that's the first 5-10 minutes, and there's Donnie. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. And I'm like, all right, nice acting job, Donnie. But then I actually enjoyed the show. I don't know. My guess is that it's still scripted or planned out. Right. They made it look like it wasn't. But whether it was or wasn't, I just enjoyed what they did. So they bring Donnie down to Nashville. He won. He put in a video submission. He wants to be a musician. So they call him, like, start packing. You're coming to Nashville. You're going to work with Bobby Bones in the studio. So he comes in.
He's like, who?
Yeah, I know. Again, that would be me. What? Which is why they have to plan this stuff in advance, because they got to.
Right.
Bobby Bones, oh my God! So he goes into the studio. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, again, I don't know if this was real or set up. Probably set up, but the way they did it was really good. Like, Donnie has a song. He played it, and now Bobby's going, all right, what if you did this? What if you tried this? And let's just work on this. And then I don't know what that was.
Spooky. It was spooky.
And then they bring in some other guy who's a big record producer of some sort. Now he's making suggestions. He comes in. He adds a piano part. I loved, it. I was just surprised that a TV show would. I mean, this went on for probably 20 minutes.
Right.
Where it was just them working on the song. There was no.
Well, there is an interest, I think, generalized amongst the public to pull the curtain back and see how the sausage is made. I mean, that's pretty much everything now.
Right, but in this day and age where, in this TikTok world where everything is 30 seconds, I was just really surprised that they
But it's still like a network show, right?
Right. Yeah, it was on Hulu. It's on NBC
OLX or something
like that.
like that.
Something like that. And then there was even a third, Peacock, I think. Is that another streaming service of NBC?
Oh, I heard it was Cock.
Cock.
But yes. That's it's annoying because the EPL, the English Premier League, is on Peacock, and it's so annoying because I can never watch any of the games because I'm not paying extra.
Oh, okay.
I'll watch whatever you put on the broadcast, and they'll look for the Liverpool scores.
Yeah. Carol says, we use my niece Hulu account here in Texas and no issues.
Yeah, but you're not sick fucks. Right? So.
True. Well, no. Carol's downloading porn. Or watching porn.
On Hulu?
Not on Hulu, no.
Right. Like.
But you will.
Tony's like doing porn searches on Hulu.
You never know. Yeah, so I ended up really loving the show. I didn't get to the end. I still have about maybe 15 minutes to go, but what I did see, because I couldn't give it away yesterday because I didn't watch yet, because I didn't know if they showed it yet, but it turns out they did. They told him that he's going to New York to play in a concert.
Right, he lives in North Carolina. I was just like, oh, back to New York? Thanks.
Right, yeah, right.
Yeah, but he lives in North Carolina. I forgot that.
Yeah, they moved. Don moved his family down to North Carolina in 2002, maybe 2001, or maybe 2003, something like that.
So shit, we were there around the same time.
Yeah,
well, I mean, I was leaving when he was getting there.
Right, and Donnie was little. He was, not even maybe at the 10 at the most. So he did most of his growing up down there. He considers himself down there.
Right.
So that's as far as I got where they told him he was going to be. I mean, all this stuff already happened. They did all this filming during the summer. But it's still, fantastic that this was all happening. The song is good, and they worked. I got these hiccups all of a sudden, and they worked on it, and it really came out really well. So I know more. I don't know what they've already divulged on the show, so I'm not going to give more away. But very excited for him, and it's great. And I need to watch to the end because I want to see the credits, because to make this a weird but cool spin on this is that Don ended up getting hired to edit this show.
Right.
I don't know if he actually had to edit the show with his own son.
Right.
But Don is actually in North Carolina right now. He went down with his dad and his wife so that they can watch the show together with the whole family. Because Don's oldest daughter's down there with the grandkids. Let's see, so yeah, it's a daughter, then Donnie, then Haley. Haley's up here.
I'm pregnant and you're the father. I'm trying to scare him out of the hiccups.
I'm trying. Well,
right.
So, yeah.
We'll make him cry.
So Don's down in North Carolina to watch the show, which I thought was really cool that they all watch it together. But so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know a lot of the details. Go ahead, say something.
Okay, so the best when I was a bartender, people would always come and ask for hiccup remedies. It's one of those DL bartender things, and we all have our own. My favorite was to take a lemon, put some half a packet of sugar on the slice of lemon, and then a couple of shots of bitters, and have the person suck on it.
Oh, that
to me always got rid of it.
I've never heard of that.
There was one time my friend Anthony Bulfin from Tip. So I'm there with my then girlfriend, now wife, and she's got the hiccups, and I go, "Hey, could you get her some lemon?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Andy. I've got my own remedy." And he goes, "Okay, take a step back." To Becca. She takes a step back. He goes, "All right, now do this with your arms." She does that with her arms. He's like, "Now close your eyes." And she closes her eyes, and he took the gun, put his finger over the end of it, and shot the water at her and got her good. Fucking, she was like, "Ah!" Got rid of her hiccups.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Wow.
But it was hilarious. And she's such a good, that's what all my friends, they were all like, she's the best sport with
everything. Your wife is super cool, man.
Wow, nobody, and she thought it was hilarious. So, and still tells the story to this day. Where most people are like, "Oh, I'm out for the night," and I get shot in the face with water by the fucking bartender. It's not going to end that great.
Right.
So.
That's really funny. That's a good story. I like that.
Yeah. So that's a good way to get rid of hiccups. Worst case scenario.
By shooting Andy's wife in the face. That's
Yes.
how you get rid of
Shoot it all over her face.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't hold back.
Andy likes to watch.
Yeah. I like to watch. That's a line from a movie, by the way. Peter Sellers playing Chauncey Gardner. Chauncey the gardener from Being There. Have you ever seen Being There?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, my God. It is heavy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, there's comic aspects to it, but it's definitely a what do you call it?
What do you call it?
Like a drama.
Oh, okay.
Like and sort of like a take on that, like a holding up the mirror to sort of our political and social kind of superstructures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie they made about Peter Sellers, where
Jeffrey Rush played it?
Yeah.
No, I've seen parts of it. I heard that they were very honest about him, and I don't want to.
It will ruin your opinion of the
Yeah,
man.
I had heard that in real time when it came out, and I'm like, Peter Sellers is too much of an influence on me to be okay with that. Like listen, I know he was not a great dude.
Yeah, he was a prick. If this movie was accurate, he was a prick.
And that's fine, but I don't want to like know more about it and see it acted out where I'm gonna like form a real opinion about it.
But Jeffrey Rush was fantastic. He totally nailed it.
Yeah. Fucking amazing.
Well, and speaking of movies, I was just reading an article this morning where it lists a bunch of sequels that were better than the originals.
Okay, Godfather 2.
Oh, all right. That's interesting you said it, because that was on the list, and I was surprised.
Khan.
Wrath of Khan is on that list.
Empire Strikes Back.
That's on the list.
Yeah, those are sort of your classic ones.
Right.
Terminator. Terminator 2 is better than the original Terminator. I mean, original Terminator is of a time, and like, because that was like you know what I watched yesterday or the day before was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
Okay.
Now, I have this whole rap where I talk about the taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 and the assault on Precinct 13, the originals, because they've since remade both of those movies.
Right, I've only seen the remake. I didn't see the
originals are amazing. But what... so there needs to be more backstory, is that horror is usually whatever is popular at the time is something that's in the cultural zeitgeist, like... zombies.
Okay.
Right? So zombies, it's like this, as a collective society, zombies have been big for several years now, right?
Sure.
But, so what is a zombie? A zombie is somebody who gives over their personality to become just this consuming machine. That it's just like trying to brains, whatever.
Right.
So that's why people are afraid of losing their individuality now. You can even see it in the insults. Calling somebody basic.
Yeah.
Listen, I like fucking pumpkin spice lattes. I don't care if you think that makes me basic. I like them. And obviously other people do because they're available. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But people like to shit on those sort of things. But that's just it. We're afraid of losing our originality and our personalities to things like pumpkin spice lattes and being a zombie. Like, those are the frightening things. If you watch these movies, Assault on Precinct 13 and Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3, I would say actually watch both of them like almost back to back. You could throw The Warriors in there. But there's this concept about like random violence that just like, because the beginning of Assault on Precinct 13 is retarded. Oh, excuse me.
Oh boy,
it's just like ridiculous. It's like so out of the fucking box. It's this little girl who's lost. She's in a phone booth. She starts fucking calling her parents to come try to find her. This gang pulls up in their car and just fucking shoot her. And she's dead. Now, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is also sort of along these lines of like, they're driving down the road, they pick up a hitchhiker. He's a fucking crazy, whacked out dude. They end up going to their grandparents' house, which is right next door to this house where Leatherface, and that guy is his brother that they had picked up. And but this random violence kind of concept, that the world is an uncaring, cold, you're just going to die. Like somebody's just going to walk up to you and stab you. And the same thing with Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3 is a little less, but it still has that vibe of like the city just, and a lot of it is like depicting New York City and being like, oh, it's just such shit. Assault on Precinct 13 takes place in Detroit. So it's sort of that urban thing also.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's the Terminator, the first Terminator, is sort of has that same vibe.
It's a little slow in the beginning.
That beginning is almost like a callback to 10 years prior, the movies that were in the 70s of these like random violence kind of things.
Right.
Like now all of a sudden you have this cyborg that's like, I'll be back, and he fucking goes through the lobby of the hotel with the car, killing the guy.
Right.
Like, it has that vibe to it. So I like Terminator for that. But Terminator 2 was a blockbusting fucking kick-ass movie with an amazing soundtrack because of Guns N' Roses.
Right.
Like, and
that scene where she first sees Schwarzenegger for the first time, like, since the first
yes,
movie, like, what a great scene.
That's like, it is so satisfying. So yes, I do believe Terminator 2. I mean, again, like most of them, you need the first one to have the second one be so great.
Yeah. But there's one movie where that's not the case.
What's that?
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, but those aren't all linear sequels and whatnot. They're not. They weren't made with like the intention of being a sequel. They were made all as standalone. Almost all of them, up until you get into the 2000s, they were all standalone. Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, and there's actually another one that's there are three of them that they're not actually
the
sequels.
first one is Manhunter,
Red Dragon, because Red Dragon was there was a Red Dragon. Red Dragon is a remake, the kind of modern one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. Manhunter, Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs. Because my grandmother was reading those books, and she had said like, oh, this movie just came out called Manhunter, because that was the first one. Who's the guy? Wasn't he the dad in that Mark Wahlberg Fear movie? Wasn't that the guy that played the main character in Manhunter?
Brian.
White hair. He was
just on Succession. He was.
I
never watched it either, but I know that was like his latest big thing. He was Ed Norton's father in 25th Hour. He's been in he was
your word.
Dennis Quaid's father in The Rookie. He's been in a ton. He was in Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Not Boardwalk Empire.
I love that you named everything.
Deadwood. He was in Deadwood.
Okay, definitely didn't see that.
Shit. Brian Cox? Is that it?
Yeah.
Calm down. I think that's his name.
You got Cox on the brain. I think it was Brian Cox.
Great actor.
But then maybe it's the original Red Dragon is like this William Peterson guy.
William Peterson, yeah, he was the main guy in the film, but Brian Cox played Brian Cox played Hannibal.
Okay, I'm thinking, and William Peterson's the person that I was thinking.
Oh, okay, yeah, William Peterson was the main character. But yes,
which you know who kind of has William Peterson vibes?
No,
Mike O'Sullivan.
Mike O'Sullivan,
right? Isn't that the guy that was coming in for a while?
Yeah, you think he looks like William Peterson? Yeah, maybe a
little
bit.
Has a vibe. It's a vibe.
Yeah,
it's a vibe. It's not even like
I'll
it's
give
not
it to you.
necessarily that he looks like him.
Right,
but there's like a vibe thing that goes on there.
All right, I think O'Sullivan a little bit more of a personality, but all right. So
you don't know anything about William Peterson. He could probably like. Do you imagine William? But like, you actually get to William Peterson, and he's like, I actually am a fully certified samurai.
Right.
That the Japanese people took me in and showed me their color. Where you're just like, wow, this guy's really interesting, and you're like, Michael Sullivan. Oh, you're a cop, great.
Fremd says, don't forget about the sequel to The Notebook. One
Never saw.
Yeah, well, it's a bad joke. One movie that surprised me on this list was Toy Story 3. What the?
The saddest moment in movie history is in Toy Story 3.
It's definitely up there.
I am going to have a hard time getting through this. It's going to be emotional.
I'm not hugging you.
No, I don't want to hug.
Good.
But I may cry a little bit. When they are in the garbage incinerator.
Yep, I knew exactly where you were going.
They're in that circle.
Yep.
Dude, like I'm getting goosebumps.
You really are. You're not kidding.
And they're all looking at each other like this is the end. And fucking Buzz Lightyear. It's like, God, like,
yeah,
like what are we like? We got to think of a plan, kind of thing. And he looks around. Oh my God. It gets me so upset.
All right, talk about porn.
Because this is it.
Yeah.
Like there is no getting out of this.
Right.
Oh, all right.
That and when Snoopy left Charlie Brown to go back to his original owner.
That's very much a similar, absolutely. But the Toy Story thing, and there's like more of a mortality fucking thing happening. Like, and I was an adult when Toy Story 3 came out. I was a kid living through seeing the fucking Charlie Brown thing. But oh my God, I it is, and especially I was going through when watching that when it came out and everything. I think I was going through some depression issues, and it just was like it was a gut punch.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
And I like audibly cheer every time the fucking aliens drop the claw in on them.
Right. Yeah.
And like, yes! like fuck yes! Like it is the most. So yes, Toy Story 3 absolutely blows away every other Toy Story movie because it's a prison movie also. Like that's really like the impetus of it. Like the first one is just this ha ha ha. The second one is a heist.
Right.
And the third one is a prison movie. Like the second one's decent, like legit. And I would even say I think I like the second one better than I like the first one. But Toy Story 3 might be the greatest animated sequel to any animated movie ever.
I like the first one because the first one was this. It was groundbreaking. The first one.
Yeah, well,
so
that's what I'm saying. Like,
and
again, like again, without Star Wars, you can't have Empire. Without the first Star Trek movie, you really can't have Wrath of Khan. Like,
yeah, but
if they had led with Wrath of Khan, it almost would have been weird, and they never would have been able to make any of the other ones. It's good when the first one's a complete piece of shit.
That first one was terrible. God, that was terrible.
Like I fell asleep in the theater. Like, granted, I was like 3 or 4.
right.
But I fell asleep in the theater during the shuttle ride to get to the Enterprise.
That feels
in the beginning.
like a 10-hour shuttle ride. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that movie is terrible.
I was there with my dad's brother and sisters, and I laid my head on my Aunt Melinda's lap, and I fucking went out.
But yeah, Wrath of Khan just is kick ass, man.
I've
what
hurt
a great
you,
movie.
Kirk, and I wish to go on hurting you. I will leave you as you left me.
That one in 4.
Buried alive.
The fourth one I thought was fantastic too. Alive. Double dumbass on you.
Gone!
That's so ridiculous. It's fantastic.
Oh my God, I fucking love that movie.
Yeah, 2 and 4.
With
I thought were
my
fantastic.
last dying breath, I spit at thee. Ricardo Montalban, one of the early celebrity voices that I could do very well.
Yeah, right.
So sometimes actually Dracula ends up being Ricardo Montalban, Corinthian leather. Yeah.
Right. That's the Naked Gun, right? The Corinthian leather.
No, he used to do commercials for Lincolns.
Right.
Or Cadillacs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
All of our interiors have Corinthian leather. But they reference it, yes, I think I
think they do, yeah.
Well, you have to. At that period of time especially, you had to because it was a great callback.
That's the greatest movie of all
That's
time.
like Kojak, like Telly Savalas. If you don't do It's Dinah Club, baby.
Right.
You're not doing a good Telly Savalas.
With the lollipop.
Yeah. Dude, I've been watching a lot of the old Kojaks.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've been on like Cozy TV or something like that. And yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, I wish I was like, I could have watched these legit when I was a kid because they were always on way too late.
Right. Yeah.
And Telly Savalas was my fourth cousin through marriage during a period of time. His second wife or something like that. And when they divorced,
one of his brothers was a teacher in the Hicksville School District.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, Lee Avenue School, elementary school.
I don't think that really fucking matters that much.
It does because first you gave an opportunity to mention Hicksville, but I'm talking about one of your relatives.
Thank you for bringing up Hicksville for the simple fact that when Jay was in here,
okay. He got me.
And he talked about Ernie's, and I'm like,
I had no idea.
You motherfucker, you're not really from Hicksville.
I had no idea Ernie's was from Hicksville. I know. I was ashamed of myself.
Yeah, Ernie was in my class, and also one of the women that was also on the show. She was also in my class. I don't know if they met there or whatever.
Are they together now?
That I don't know. I didn't.
What's her name? Jess?
I can't. To be honest, I can't remember. But I thought they were pretty good. And Ernie actually put in extra work. Would come in kind of early because there were a couple of times because I would come straight from work and I would hang out in the parking lot, get something to eat, and then I would come in, do my fucking thing, and then go to my mic, then go to work. But yeah, he worked very hard, and he closed the show, and he did like a half an hour.
A half hour.
Show. I mean, he brought the crowd. Like, I can't. I know that's also. I always like to tell the story. That's when I had to follow Kevin Downey Jr.
Oh yes.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? Because that was one of the pros that Truson had brought in to make the show good.
Right.
You're gonna get Ziegler and you're gonna get Kevin Downey Jr.
Yeah, we got Ziegler.
Oh, and Lauren Palminteri.
Nice.
Laurie Palminteri.
Yeah, we had Ziegler, we had Gage, and Rodia. I don't know how they roped Rodia into that, but he was here for that. And then The Dark Knight was also listed.
Sure, that's better than Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think, you're right. You can't have the second movie without the first.
Yeah.
But Toy Story, I just felt had a bigger impact because of the animation, because of the whole idea behind it.
No, Toy Story 3 was it, and they actually even needed to have Toy Story 2 to get to Toy Story 3 because that's the thing is they have been through it all.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I'm going to do it to myself again.
All right, let's talk about. So I was surprised. Godfather.
Dead babies. Wait, I'm not trying to not come.
I was surprised. I didn't know Godfather 2. I didn't know a lot of people consider that better.
It's funny because, you know what? One of the reasons why I would say that I prefer Godfather 2 to Godfather 1 is because in the same amount of time, they're able to tell double the story.
Well, true. Okay.
You have De Niro in there, which, especially at that point in time, De Niro is the greatest actor.
Oh, yeah.
Of all time at that point in time. And we were talking about Robin Williams last night in Awakenings because that was an amazing, Robert.
Yeah, man.
It's so crazy because I remember because I was watching Awakenings because Robin Williams was in it. Saw it in the theater by myself. And I was like, oh, Robert De Niro's in this? Because he always played like a mobster in my mind, or like Raging Bull, like
right.
like a badass or whatever. But now he's playing and that movie just fucking completely floors me. It's one of the most striking movies to me, particularly because it had to do with Robin Williams. Billy and I last night were talking about Robin Williams, and Billy was like, I didn't really like his stand-up, but again, remember Billy is 32 or 33, something like that. He wasn't watching them as they came out.
Right.
For me, this was like air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. This is what I want to do. And my whole shade towards improv and everything absolutely is influenced by Robin Williams. I wanted to be Robin Williams. My brother and I both had rainbow fucking suspenders with the cloud clips on them. That was my favorite article of clothing next to my Hulk socks, the Underoos Hulk socks.
Oh, Underoos. Yeah, I used to have Underoos. Still do.
Which is just such this pedophilia kind of thing. I remember because I had the Robin t-shirt was awesome because it looked exactly like Robin's tunic.
Yes.
But then you also had the underwear, which looked exactly like Robin's
had the belt
underwear.
Right.
So like I'm walking around like this, like yeah. The Hulk socks though were my favorite. I actually used to tuck my pants in
So you can show them off?
so I could show off my Incredible Hulk socks.
Nice.
But yeah, Robin, I look back and there's a couple of pictures of me in those underoos, and I'm like, this is really like I'm kind of turned on right now.
See, if you want to see me cry, then
Is
show
that
me those
cool if I'm
pictures.
attracted to myself when I was a child?
No, but I'm not surprised.
No.
Yeah. Did you see The Offer? That was really good.
No clue.
Never. I'm not even sure if I've heard of it. What is it, Carol?
Yeah, I don't know. Is what kind of offer you got for us, Carol?
Hey.
I'm open to anything.
She is your number one fan.
Hell yeah.
I had something and I lost it. But
Yeah, obviously not that important.
True.
No, but sequel wise, there's. I'm trying to think if there's anything like there's a friend of mine has this theory that there's no such thing as a B movie anymore. Like everything gets a solid budget. And because of CGI, they're able to fix a lot of things that and compute like any sort of CGI, like not just like in sound and cleaning up sound and things like that. You're never gonna have like a truly B movie. Like we actually have to redefine what you would call a B movie.
A B movie today has cheap CGI.
Yeah, but there are some good movies that have cheap CGI. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a true B grindhouse kind of movie. Like you're just not going to get it.
So would you say now?
And not badly. It means they've all movies have risen. The rising tide has lifted all of the boats.
Oh, The Offer was a mini series about the backstop of how The Godfather was made. It's worth a watch. I do remember seeing the trailer for it now. It had that kid. That kid was the main character. I forget his name, but he's been around a little bit. But yes, I do remember seeing that, and it did look good.
Yeah.
And of course, there's Fremder. The movie Constipation hasn't come out yet. So would you consider, say, like a B movie with like something like Comic Sans? Would that be considered a B movie?
I actually don't think so. That's what I'm saying. Like there's enough. I feel like that. Like Don's talented and has a knowledge and an understanding that, because one of the things that I thought was interesting that Don did with the movie, and at first I was a little like not annoyed by it, but I was like, what the fuck is this? Is when he would get like in his own head and like you had like the muted ambient sound and it would just be
right, and everything, the visual get blurry.
Yeah.
You know, I had an issue with that at first too.
At first
I got it.
I was like, but the second time it happens, it's like, oh shit! And this is actually like it solves a problem,
right?
Actually, like it does something. It moves the story forward. It moves the characters that character forward. But it solves the problem of like dialogue, some of the sound, some of the you were able to like do this thing, which is one of the great things about innovative. And but that's what I'm saying. He's so talented that here's this thing that was like I imagined at first. I'm like, because I was listening to the dialogue and I'm like, yeah, I remember hearing that and being like, this is like kind of chunky or whatever.
But that was actually why I had a problem with it, because the one part it actually takes place in here where he's talking to Haft.
Yeah,
and he brings that effect in during that conversation but the actual conversation that they're having in the script, Haft's character, I don't think he means to, but he insults Don's character.
Right.
And I thought, I loved that dialogue that I wanted to keep it in.
Because it's like I thought it was better that it sort of gets lost because I felt like that showed Big Mac as being really mean. I felt like and completely, and while that is an aspect and could have been, I thought it was more important to move.
I totally agree.
Billy along.
Yes.
As a character. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the first time I was like uncomfortable and I'm like, "Rrr," and then that happened.
Oh, Miles Teller. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, that's the actor I was thinking of. And Colin Hanks is in it.
Colin Hanks. Come on.
Was that a Colin Hanks
That's a
impression?
Tom Hanks.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause that's pretty much the extent of my Tom Hanks impression.
I got
There's
it.
no crying in baseball.
Love that movie. Love that movie. And speaking of movies, I guess we're sticking with a movie theme today.
Fuck it.
The Wizard of Oz.
Zardoz.
Mary Poppins.
You ever see Zardoz?
No, I don't know
It's
what
a
that
Sean
is.
Connery movie. It's a sci-fi movie. I remembered it as being really awesome. I made my wife watch it, and I realized why I thought it was great when I was 12 and I first saw it. It's because there's titties in it. The rest of the movie was like, it's a overarching, interesting, but it's not done well. Anyway.
Sean Connery's titties?
No, some hot chick.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, yeah, that Timothée Chalamet is going to be Willy Wonka in the new.
Oh, they're making another one?
Though they've made another one. I don't know if it's already come out or if it's coming out like around Christmas.
What those three movies have in common, among other timeless classics,
is that they're terrific hardcore porn parodies of each one of them.
Well, that's true, too. But I'm talking about they're all rated G movies.
Good.
And I bring that up because G-rated films are now virtually extinct.
Yeah.
According
so
to
are R. Not a lot of R anymore either.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
It's all PG-13 and PG.
According to FilmRatings.com, there are 0 G-rated feature-length theatrically released films from any studio in 2023. 0.
They should move the goalposts.
Yeah, I agree. Only 2 major studio G-rated features were released last year.
What were they?
Disney's nature documentary, Bear Witness, and Apple's animated film, Luck. We started watching that. We were like, and neither one of them were theatrical. They were just streaming.
Yeah.
In 2019, the last full calendar year before COVID rocked the world, there were only 3 G-rated movies. There were just 6 G-related films released in 2023. Just films in general. G-rated films in 2023. Go back 20 years to 2003, there were 36 G-rated films. Go back 50 years in 1973, a whopping 121 films were rated G.
yeah, but those movies sucked.
Yeah?
Most of them.
Bambi?
Tell you right now. I mean, actually watch Bambi.
Bambi's a sad, weird movie.
You know everything's coming. It's so predictable. It's not I understand it's for children, but we're talking about movies and like they should be looked at on their own merits kind of thing. Not just like, oh, for a kid's movie. Like, oh, for 80-year-olds, Rolling Stones are a great fucking band. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, for 80-year-olds, but nobody wants to like judge anything by that. Like it's what you people don't like when people get participation awards.
Right.
I mean, I grew up getting participation awards. People always think it's like before, like after Gen X. No, we were getting like Infant Jesus soccer.
What?
Infant Jesus is a Catholic church in Port Jefferson. And we would play in the intramural league. Me and my brother. My mom would forcibly sign us up, and my brother would just stand there the whole time and not do anything. Like if the ball came to him, he would kick it, but he wasn't going to chase it down. And but every year we played, we got these little stupid trophies that we didn't win anything. I only won we won the parish travel championship when I was like 11 or 12. That's the only championship I've ever won in any sport. Not that I played a lot of sports, but
when I was 7, I joined Hicksville Baseball Association, HBA. They're still around. But back when I was a kid, there was no instructional league. You just had to come in and we didn't even know how to sign up. Where I lived,
we couldn't even write.
That's right.
Or read.
We just put an X.
Yeah. Make your mark.
Where I lived in Hicksville with my grandmother, the HBA fields were right across the street. Like, you just go into the backyard and you can see all the films, all the games. I'm thinking about.
Yeah, child porn. Yeah.
Right. So my mother just walked me over there. She saw one team coach, and she just brought me over, and she's like, can he join this team? And the coach was nice enough, Mr. Riemann. He was like, yeah, sure, let him join. And my mother, I think he told her who to call, to pay and whatnot. But these kids, I was the youngest one on the team. I was 7. I didn't know shit. Man. But I didn't contribute anything to this team because I didn't know a thing. but we won first place. So at 1 year, I'm like, we win this big trophy. I'm like,
You think every year is going to be like
so
that.
the second year I play again, and we came in second place. So I'm like, this is awesome. I never won a damn trophy again in baseball after that. But so the third, fourth, fifth, I was like, this sucks. But I got pretty good, and when I was in sixth grade, I was actually really pissed. I forget how I found out, but I gotten really good in baseball, and I was up for the All-Star game. So that to me was like, all right, I didn't win a trophy.
Here's my championship.
But then I forget who told me, but one of the coaches, every father coaches so that their kid can win a trophy or get the All-Star game or some shit. But so apparently, because I wasn't a regular All-Star, I'd gotten better through the year, so I wasn't like a shoo-in. But yeah, one of the coaches, who I'm not going to name because you never know, but he wanted to bring his son on the team. Why? What?
Because it's like fucking 40 years ago.
Yeah, but they're still around.
I get you, but it's like
this family's still around, so I don't want to. I still cross paths, so I don't want to. I don't want to start anything.
I find
40
that
years later.
I just find that hilarious. But I get it. I absolutely get it. But it's funny. You can see how it's funny.
I don't. You know me. I don't care. I name drop. I make fun of myself. But them, yes, they would get mad.
Like we're like, okay, this one coach in the HBA, which sounds like a fucking shitty like insurance company, like a medical insurance company. Oh, well, I checked with the HBA, and they said go fuck myself.
Oh well, yeah, because infant Jesus is better.
Oh no, that you know what? It's they changed because they made them all change because there was a elementary school. So the elementary school is called Our Lady of Wisdom now, but it was called when my family went through there. All my aunts and uncles and my mom, they all went K through 8 at Infant Jesus at Downport, and great stories about nuns and shit like that. And they all had the same teachers because all 6 of them went through this.
Oh, I had the same teachers my mother had.
Well, and like I had the same teachers in high school in junior high and high school as my aunts and uncles.
Right.
Did not my mom, but my Aunt Ann all the way down to my Uncle Bill. I had the same some of the same teachers as all of them. I'm also the only K through 12 warrior out of the whole fucking crowd. Even though my uncle was the president of the first graduating class from Comswag.
Oh, very nice.
So we have some history there.
Very nice. My family helped build our church, so we had a lot of history there. And
right.
But yeah, I mean, we used to have the priest come over our house and hang out and drink.
Well, that's Father Frank, the guy who I lived with, who would look at my penis while I peed. A drug test when I lived at Hope House.
Father Frank, the one who looked like Jesus.
Father Frank Pizzarelli.
He used to look at your penis.
Yeah, while I drug test. I was taking a drug test.
Oh, to make sure that you're not cheating.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
No.
He wasn't one of those.
No, friend of a family. He's got a lot of other flaws.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of meeting him.
He's a human fucking being. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny because you go through these. Like, when I was a kid, he said children's mass at Infant Jesus or St. Charles. They're both in the same parish.
Mm-hmm.
Because St. Charles, it's a chapel that's attached to the hospital.
Lisa used to work at St. Charles.
Okay, there you go. And then my grandmother was like an administrative nurse, like a head nurse for a shift or something at St. Charles when I was a kid. Well, actually, she just retired when we moved out here. But yeah, like he said children's mass, and so he would invite all the kids, like that move. That power move by all priests.
Mm-hmm.
When all the children come up here.
Right. Come sit in front of me.
Yeah. And like I was super into it. And I was actually like, there was a period of time where I was like, oh, could be a priest.
Mm-hmm.
But he would come over he would be over at my grandparents' house. I went to him for counseling because he started up Hope House.
Oh, yeah. That was huge.
And so like, even then, like when I was in high school, he wanted me to move in. He was like, I think you would do really well here. I think this is what you need to get away from your mother. Which is so funny because my mother is like, Father Frank always told me I should write a book about parenting. It's like, yes, it's how not to fucking parent. Like you didn't listen to the rest of the fucking...
Right.
Like
is he still around?
Yeah. I every now and then I get a wild hair, and I'll go to the annual fundraiser around Christmas time, and donate money. And then I don't like going there because I get paraded around much like anybody who's an alum.
Right.
Of look, see,
right.
These guys are successful. I'm like, dude, you kicked me out of the fucking house.
Right.
This success is 100% me.
Right.
Please don't. Oh, please give more money, rich people. look at this guy with the mustache.
All right, Fremder gave us a comment, and I think I'm going to disagree with him. He says, intelligent, and I think that's supposed to say Fremder. Intelligent Fremder fact, Mary Poppins and the Dancing Penguins was the first ever animation combined with humans.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
It's Gene Kelly.
And Jerry.
In An American in Paris, I think is what the movie is called. They dance together.
Right.
It's a fucking amazing. That's actually, yes, the first time that ever was done.
Jerry from Tom and Jerry.
Because we're talking about early color, late 1940s, maybe early 1950s. It's pre-Mary Poppins. So Mary Poppins is the 60s.
64, I want to say.
Something like that.
Carol, Willy Wonka was a psychopath. I can't watch it to this day. Zach loves it and loves teasing me that I can't watch it. Thank you, Carol. I am with you 100%. I cannot stand that movie.
Wait.
It freaks me out.
Stop.
Both versions. I think they're freaking weird. They're psychopaths. Yeah, I'm with Carol 100%. 100%. I say it again, 100%.
Gene Wilder can do no wrong.
I disagree. Oh, I got a story that... Talk about Peter Sellers changing your thought. I got a Gene Wilder story like that.
Take him down to the juicing room.
It's a sick, weird, freaking movie.
Dude, I love the band Veruca Salt because of that movie even.
Didn't they kill Veruca Salt?
No, none of them died.
The fat kid gets stuck in the pipe. It's just a freaking weird movie.
Billy tells a joke where he talks about, it's one of his diarrhea jokes. And talking about coming home and looking at his shorts. He's like, you should see my shorts. It looks like Augustus Gloop after he falls into the chocolate river. It's fucking so great.
It's such my whole childhood, my friends would want to watch it, and other people, and I would just sit there thinking there's something wrong with me that I don't like this movie. Oh.
I don't identify with Charlie. I identify with Willy Wonka. And even when we read the movie, when we read the book in school, I identified more with Willy Wonka than I did with Charlie.
Right.
Charlie Bucket. What a fucking shitty name.
Stupid name. And right, Carol.
It's almost as bad as Bucket. It's like nobody watching actually gets that.
Right. So, yeah, I got it.
Anyway.
Yesterday we did an inside joke, and now today we do too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I
mean with you yesterday. You had the inside joke yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
at the
you
beginning,
did.
yeah.
Carol, yeah, I'm with you, Carol.
This is a comedy show. In case anybody's watching.
That's right.
That this is important, pertinent information. This is a comedy show.
I'm with you, Carol. I love Gene Wilder. He made some great movies. I can watch Young Frankenstein every single day. But yeah, Willy Wonka, yeah.
Love. Gene Wilder can do no wrong. Frisco Kid.
Oh, I forgot about that movie.
What a great movie.
And his wife, Gilda. She was fantastic.
We were just talking about at the mic about Blazing Saddles. And just like that? That's
yes,
the exactly.
Family. Oh, yeah, right. Yes. Yeah.
That's
fantastic.
What's your impression of Ted Stryker? I'm a psychologist. I don't do impressions. Same scene. You could snap just like that. Like that? Yes, exactly. But something about Blazing Saddles. My favorite, you watch something enough and there's sort of everybody laughs at the same stuff. So you start kind of digging even deeper and going, my favorite is when he shoots all the guns out of everybody's hands. They come back to him and he's just finishing, yes, crossing his arms back. Or when he's got the chess piece. He's like, all right, close your hands whenever you want. Go ahead. And he closes his hand. And they look at each other and he reaches into his holster. And that's where the fucking piece is. Like, that's how fast he is. Sorry.
That's great. What a great movie. It's all right. It's our time. We're out. All right. So, yeah. Carol's, she's now quoting.
Face it, I'm tired. I was in love with Madeline Kahn.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, God.
So funny.
Madeline Kahn, Terry Garr.
Terry Garr, yeah.
These were all, like, I thought, like, I was hoping the world was full of these women, but they weren't.
Yep.
Few and far between.
Madeline Kahn was taken way too soon.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, even Terry Garr. No, am I kidding? But she's lame, right? Like, that's how my dad explained it to me. I'm like, why isn't Terry Garr more of a big star? He's like, because she's lame.
Oh, okay. Well, she was a star in her day.
Yeah, but no, the leg, like, that's what he was talking about. She's like, she's not a bigger star because she can't fully. She's got a fucked up leg, like.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, really? What,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She can't walk?
She can't really walk. No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Big. Wow.
I had no idea.
Really?
I got something in common.
Don't all you people know each other?
I thought we were all related.
Crazy.
All right. So tonight you're at Kelpie's thing. Is that
yeah,
tonight?
yeah. I'm hosting tonight. If there are some really great things going on, and you should absolutely do them. I actually wish that I was not. We were talking about this before the show. I wish I was not performing tonight because I would be at Joey Cola's thing that he's doing in the Giggle Room.
The symposium that's tonight here in the Giggle Room with Joey Cola.
I really wish that I could make that. But if you also cannot make that, but you're in Bohemia, sort of around Knockem area, Squarehead Brewery, come to my social media and check it out and come down. There's going to be like a 50-50. I was about to say half and half. Like what an alcoholic I am.
But then shoot after that over to McGuire's.
Well, yeah, and because John Butera, his Aragona's Suffolk County comedy contest, the final is going to be at McGuire's, which is literally 5 minutes away. So you can absolutely make both shows if that's something that you're into.
There you go. Oh, Carol Miner says her egg donor went to high school with Madeline Kahn.
Oh, cool.
Is she a New Yorker or a Long Islander? Or Carol, was your egg donor not a Long Islander?
Who's the other one that... what's the name? The one who talks like this. She's an Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. She was Laka's wife. Why can't I
Carol something.
I can't believe this is happening to me. I can see her and I'm in love with her. Like she was always, that was who I wanted.
She was so funny. And she was in Hunters.
Yes.
But, playing, which I'd never seen her do.
Just like you.
Dramatic. Right. Yeah. I didn't meet her. I wish I did. I never saw her do anything dramatic before. I thought she was fantastic.
I got to see her do this thing. Rachel Dratch used to run a show in the city where they would read celebrity autobiographies.
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
Oh, God, it was so great. And
I want to say Carol Kane.
Carol Kane.
Carol Kane. I knew Carol K was wrong.
So, Carol Kane, Madeline Kahn, Terry Garr. I was like, oh, I'll be able to find somebody who's just like these people. That now.
Madeline Kahn is from Queens. I had no idea.
Nice.
She told us, Carol Kane. All right, so go see Joey. So hit the Aragona contest or come see Joey here in the Giggle Room for the symposium, or go see Joey tomorrow night doing his usual thing over at McGuire's.
Totally.
Also on a governor's stage this weekend, let's see. Ed Basemaster, Vic DiBattista, Mike Keegan, Dan LaRocco, Luke Piccioni.
I love Luke.
Sean Kearns, Chrissy Mayer, and there's some Days of Our Life guys.
And tomorrow, if you're in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania,
hey, you never
near
know.
Hershey, me, Billy Geyer, Mike Tanzi, we are going to be doing a vineyard. Again, go to the socials and get the deets.
You never know. When I was in England last week, I had 5 people come up to me at Leo's show. Tony Walker, I can't believe you're actually here from England. I'm like, who are you? We love your show. I'm like, what?
Tell Andy, go fuck himself. Like, I wish I had like a tagline.
I wasn't gonna tell you that part. But
nice.
So
Van Buren. That's we know another Van Buren graduate. That's Bozy. Bozy went to Van Buren.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Nice.
My brother went to Cardoza. My stepbrother both went to Cardoza.
Wow.
So,
you can see Jeff Bozy. Let's see. Well, tonight we're doing Knockem Dead is doing a private party in Plainview. Tomorrow night, the Mastic Homeowners Association out there in Mastic Beach, which is East End, Long Island.
It's the nice area of Mastic.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just in case anybody's like, "Oh, Mastic,"
but you got to go through the shit part to get there.
Yeah. Well, they're surrounded by the shit part.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the flower that's blooming in the shit.
Exactly.
Yes.
But we've been there before. We'll be there again tomorrow night. So Greg Criticos is with us tonight.
Nice.
Tomorrow night, jumping in to help us out tomorrow night is Gov's Comedy Club podcast own Matt Napo is going to jump in with us tomorrow night.
Which one is that?
He's the Coffee with the Dog.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
He's on every morning before us.
That was a joke.
He had Bales and Martling on there this morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he has Martling on quite often. But yeah, we got to get them back in here. We had fun with them last time.
Yeah, and Jackie paid for our lunch.
First and only time that's ever happened. He's actually turned down my last few requests to come in here.
Really?
I know, I'm shocked. Maybe he's mad at me again. I don't
Maybe.
know. So lots of stuff going on. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. We'll be at the brokerage in December. There it is. And don't forget December 1st. Hershey and the Keegs. They're doing a show at the brokerage on December 1st. Pat O'Rourke will be a part of it. But Gov's Comedy Club podcast own Hershey and the Keegs with our pal Brandon, with our pal Richie Byrne, who co-hosts Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. And to round it out, the only person missing from that Hershey and the Keegs is me. So they have asked me to do a 5-minute guest spot.
That was smart to not put you on the flyer.
Absolutely it was. I agree 100%. But it has Richie Burns. How much worse could it be? Wow. I know. I'm just picking on
Shots
Richie.
fired.
I love Richie. He's one of my favorites, actually. All right. And that's it. So that's what's cooking this weekend. Oh, you know what? There was one thing. Can we go another minute?
I don't give a shit.
There was something I wanted to play for you.
Go back to my family?
All right. Get your headphones on. Right here. I want to play a video for you. So stick around, guys. Just another minute or so. I took this video from White Post last week. It is all right. I'm just gonna play it. Just listen up.
Yeah, you didn't let me watch.
Camels are in there.
Camels.
Wow. God, I hope something comes out like all bloody and everything.
All right, that pretty much covers it.
Wow.
No, nothing ever came. Well, something may have came out. I took that at White Post last week. Those were the camels. I mean, to me, it sounds like the Hulk is going to come flying out.
Well, that's what I'm
second.
saying. Like, it sounds like a fucking monster.
People were stopping dead in their tracks. I mean, me included. We were all looking around like, what in the world? Because
it's almost like one of those recordings of those like motion activated Halloween decorations.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
So it definitely has that vibe, and especially for the time of year and everything. Like,
and we all just started congregating right outside the camel shed, and we're like, "What in the world is going on?" I personally think they were doing it. It looked to me at one point, you can't see it in the video, but it looked to me at one point like all of a sudden the camel stuck his head out a little bit, and it looked like the other one. The other one, right? He was like. And then the other one stuck his head out too, or him or her, I don't know.
Yeah, I love how you jump straight to gay camel sex. Like your assumption, like they were fucking gay fucking. They were camel gay fucking.
GCS.
Yeah.
But yeah, their heads look like they're like sticking out equally, and so I think one was on top of the other.
Well, wish you were here. Wish you were with us. Like, I would like to see that also, though, with, like, Tony Walker screaming and, it's so big! These are the biggest camel cocks I've ever had in my mouth. But anyway.
Not that I've had small ones in my mouth.
I don't put small camel cock in my mouth. I have standards. Aren't you glad you added that extra minute?
I am, actually.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of here. Everybody enjoy your weekend. I'll let you know. I'll possibly see you here Monday and Tuesday. I got to talk to Greg, find out what the schedule is for the – because I'd rather cancel my show than cancel the nighttime shows. I don't want to do that to them. But I'll find out the schedule. We'll definitely be here Thursday with Pastor Mike, and we'll definitely be here Friday with Andy and Laura. So, Laura. And I'm trying to get her to bring Marla too. That would be fun.
Oh God, I don't know if I'd be able to talk.
Take it easy.
I did have a crush on Marla back in the day.
Well, who doesn't? Okay. All right, everybody have a great weekend. Thank you, pal.
Peace.
See ya.
Today, what will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what? I had an awesome time. All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private